Welcome everyone, Tactical Itch here, and today we have another submission from Bathwater fighting yet another NC clanmate, this time against Boujalicious on the red side. Bathwater, as the Chaos Dwarfs, will be going for a Chaos Dwarf infantry frontline with the warriors and the Blazing Beards with their explosive charges backed up by a ton of armor-piercing firepower. Two blunderbusses, one of them the Granite Guard with their suppression effect to slow down the Bretonnian cavalry, allowing the fire glaives at the back with their armor-piercing missiles to further damage the Bretonnian mobility. On top of that, the Infernal Gods can hold their own in melee combat against the Bretonnian Knights with their anti-large armor-piercing and charge defense against large, and also pretty decent melee stats as well. For the flanks there are some Goblin Laborers providing some extra bodies to muck up the melee fights, and also one more Goblin Laborer at the back. Single entities wise, we have a very strong melee core. Demon's Tongue, a flame-throwing Iron Demon with the burnt effect and the terror. It can easily rout off swaths of the Bretonnian peasants who are not great at leadership already. On top of that, there's the Demon Smith Sorcerer of Fire with the Burning Hand to clear out even more Bretonnian peasants. But on top of that, we have the Reforge ability to keep the Demon's Tongue health high with all that healing. Leading the army would be Zatan the Black. He is a pretty decent melee combatant, actually a very strong melee combatant, but more importantly, the Sadistic Snare would be an amazing control ability to lock down enemy units, making them perfect targets for the Overwatch fire from all these armor-piercing Chaos Dwarf missiles. All the blunderbusses, fire glaives would no doubt delete anything sitting still before them. On the other side of the battlefield, the Bretonnians, a peasant frontline, pretty standard for them, men-at-arms mixed in with a single unit of peasant mobs, a ton of peasant bow, 5 of them in fact, surrounding a single field trebuchet, flanked by some spear men-at-arms with shields. They might have anti-large and better defensive stats, but their low leadership means that they're rather prone to terror routes. At the back there, a bunch of heavy cavalry, 2 Grail Knights and a single Questing Knight to run down the Chaos Dwarf formation. Single entities wise, we have a King Lu and Leoncoeur on B key supported by a Damsel of Life. That's it for the army builds, and now let's get the battle started. Despite the Chaos Dwarfs being a machinery faction, very ironically, the Bretonnians are the ones having the machine and range advantage right now, with the trebuchets lobbing rocks into the Chaos Dwarf formations, able to do some great damage if they can hit the Chaos Dwarf infantry tin cans. Although that's a big if, because peasants are not known for their skills in anything, so their accuracy with their artillery is actually very questionable. At the same time, the peasant bows are shooting at the Demon's Tongue, trying to whittle down its HP, but the Demon's Tongue, a very nice micro from Bathwater here, maneuvering around the battlefield, running around in circles, dodging a lot of the shots using the movement of the Demon Engine. Anyways, at the back there, we have a King Lu and Leoncoeur diving down onto the Infernal Gods, which is not a great idea really, because of the anti-large armor-piercing attacks of the fire glaives. In the front line, the Demon's Tongue has smashed into the peasant formations, combined with the sturdy defenses of the Chaos Dwarf infantry and of course the blasting charges from the Blazing Beards. The peasant infantry are quickly terrified away by the presence of the Demon Engine. At the back there, Bretonnia is pulling King Luan out of the melee fight, while their elite cavalry is putting pressure onto the Chaos Dwarf front line. They're trying to slam into the Blazing Beards, using their armor-piercing to push back the Demon's Tongue and the Chaos Dwarf infantry, but then they are also earning the attention of a lot of armor-piercing fire. Once they stop firing, even the Ladies Chosen would be taking substantial damage. Even the Demon's Tongue is chasing after them, using that flamethrower attack to blast away some of their cavalry models. Though now with the Knights pulled back, the Demon's Tongue decided to give up the pursuit and go after the Bretonnian peasant frontline, which is demolished by some Burning Hand earlier. The peasants are on the run, but same goes for some Goblin Laborers that took some friendly fire from the spell. Now, the Questing Knights and Grail Knights are all charging into the front line, although the Demon's Tongue is here to counteract the Bretonnian cavalry. Especially with the flamethrower attack, it actually dealt a lot of damage to the Grail Knights. The Regiment of Renowned Iron Demon actually has a really strong missile attack with 2.8k missile strength. The Grail Knights, after being burnt to a crisp, decided to fight back, charging in against the Iron Demon. but the problem is that the splash attack and armor piercing of the Demon Engine can actually damage cavalry very efficiently. The other unit of Grail Knights have charged into frontline, driving back some blazing beards. But that also put them in range of all these Inferno Guards, blunderbusses. They're now aiming down point blank onto these poor Grail Knights. You can see how quick their HP is dropping. The presence of all these Chaos Dwarf AP missiles is putting the Bretonnian cavalry in constant threat. Peasant archers at the back are trying to fire back and whittle down the Chaos Dwarf missiles, but the problem is that the Iron Demon is among their ranks. Using the flamethrower to apply the burnt effect on the peasants' leadership and then coupled with the terror from the Demon's Tongue itself, the peasants are quickly broken off with that terror rout. The Bretonnian Knights are trying to save the peasants, but unfortunately they took way too much casualties earlier. King Luan Leonker trying to dive bomb Zatan and the surrounding Chaos Dwarf infantry, but then Zatan himself is a strong melee fighter, and combined with the support from all of these nearby Inferno Guards with their anti-large armor piercing, this is actually a sizable force to push back enemy monsters. On top of that, Zatan's sadistic snare is locking him down in this position, allowing the Chaos Dwarf infantry to do a bit more damage to him. On the other side, the Grail Knights are having a last hurrah, slamming the rest of their depleted unit into the middle of some Inferno Guards. This blobs up the Inferno Guards and allows the few trebuchets to smack down a few more Chaos Dwarf tin cans. Unfortunately, there's only one few trebuchet, so there is only so much they can do, and the Inferno Guards will remain standing. Chaos Dwarf will be countering with a Burning Head roasting some more of the Bretonnian infantry. The Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses and Inferno Guards will be turning their attention towards King Luan Leonker, which is a great target with its large hitbox. The trebuchets are still firing and can be seen doing some pretty good damage, getting a chevron and earning back their value because of how tightly packed all these Chaos Dwarf missile units are. The Chaos Dwarf simply do not have the mobility to directly push the trebuchet crew, only having some slow-moving infantry, and the Iron Demon is distracted by the Bretonnian cavalry. Now the Demon's Tongue is once again driving towards the Bretonnian backline, and the Grail cavalry is trying to intercept it. They might be able to stop the choo-choo train for a while, but that's not gonna prevent the nearby peasants from being terror routed. Now King Luan trying a desperate attempt to silence these Inferno Guards, but he is putting himself right in the center of the crossfire from all these Chaos Dwarf missile infantry, succumbing to a wave of armor-piercing bullets. GG to both players, and big thanks to Bathwater for sending in this replay. For the army performances, you can see that the bullets of Chaos Dwarfs really dish out the pain against the Bretonnian cavalry. It doesn't matter if you drank the lady's bathwater, a bullet is still gonna kill a knight. The Demon's Tongue also did some serious damage with the flamethrower attacks, actually managed to demolish quite a few of the Grail Knights with a point-blank shot. As for the rest of the army, they didn't really do that much here, but the Chaos Dwarf Warriors did manage to hold the line, buying time for the missile infantry to dish out all the pain. For the Bretonnian army, King Luan Leonker suffered a lot in the hands of all those guns, while the Grail Knights are subjected to the might of the Chaos Dwarf technological advancements, taking substantial casualties over superior technology. The trebuchets did a lot of damage because it managed to smash apart quite a few of the expensive Inferno Guards, but that's about it, as the peasant archers were not able to earn back much value against a heavily armored enemy, some of them even having shields. Peasants charging into the Chaos Dwarfs and quickly getting broken off, so not much to say about them either. That's basically it for today's battle. I hope you enjoy, and if you want to see more Total Warhammer multiplayer action, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Tactical Lich, signing out.